friends and book babes, welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing the book recommendations tag. So this tag was made by Steph here on YouTube, and so I decided to tag myself and be a part of it. So let's get into it. So the first question is, what is a book you tell people is your favorite? And so for that one, it would definitely be Song of the Crimson Flower by Julie C. Dow. This one is very underrated. Okay, I love this book so much. I only knew about it because I had it as a book of the month add-on that I decided to get. This is a Vietnamese folklore retelling, and it kind of gives Beauty and the Beast vibes a little bit. Childhood friends to enemies to lovers. And I just love it so much. It's like 250 pages. It's a pretty quick read. Julie does have a duology in this universe right before this book came out. So if you look on Goodreads, it will say 2.5. It's in the same universe. So if you want to read that duology, definitely read that first, because this one does spoil kind of like the ending of that duology. I didn't know that going into it, since it was like a book of the month add-on that I did. I don't care. I love this book so much. I need to reread it because I read it like 2 years ago, so I need to see if my taste is still into it, but I really did love this book so much when I read it. So the next question is, what is your book guilty pleasure? And so for me, I already know it's gonna be the Magnolia Parks universe. I read the first book back in February, and I've been avoiding reading the rest because I just wanna not be done with the series yet. Like, I know there's more books coming out, but I also don't want to have to deal with like cliffhangers and stuff like that for like a whole year. So I'm like waiting, but I probably will start Daisy Hates soon. So it is what it is. I just love that book so much, even though it's so toxic. It was so good, okay? The quotes, bro. The quotes. That's where it's at, okay? I still hope that BJ and Magnolia don't get together, but that's also from reading the first book. I don't know. I might want them together at some point, but right now, but it's still a guilty pleasure of mine because I really do love that universe, and I love the way she writes. I love the way the author writes, so it is what it is. A book everyone loved but you didn't. I have so many I could say. I don't like a lot of books. There's so many books I don't like, okay? But I think the most recent and most popular that I didn't like would be Icebreaker. I didn't like it. I didn't understand the hype. I did like the fact that their relationship was very like grown up in a way, because they actually communicated and like talked things through. The plot and everything else, I just throw it in the fire. I didn't care. A book you read the fastest. That one would have to be Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. I read this in one sitting without thinking I was going to. I was like, oh, I'll just read like a couple chapters, and then I looked up and I finished it. It is my favorite Coho book, and so I did read it the fastest in one sitting, I think in like 5 or 6 hours. I really did enjoy this book, and it made me cry, and any book that can make me cry gets 5 stars for me, okay? It's that simple. A book that deserves more hype. I won't even lie, I do read a lot of popular books, so like hidden gems that aren't like Song of a Crimson Flower, because I don't want to like repeat books in this tag, would be hard to come by, okay? So I would have to say, Before I Let Go, I think is very popular in Black book talk, but like just regular book talk, it's not. I don't see it. I don't see it nearly hyped on as much. And pretty much just anything by Kennedy Ryan needs more hype, okay? Like, I know she's finally getting the recognition she deserves, but she needs more. She needs more of it, okay? And then the next question is a book that's becoming a movie or a TV show. And so I haven't read this one yet. It was on my March TBR, and I didn't read it. It is One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and I bought this book not knowing that it was becoming a movie. When I was Googling something, I realized that like the movie or whatever is coming out in April, so like this month. So I'm gonna need to read this like right now after this video, okay? The next question actually is the book you've reread the most, and I'm not much of a rereader. I just have so many books that I want to read that I never find the time to actually reread. So I don't have an answer for this one. Book from a genre you don't typically read. That one for me would be The Silent Patient. That one's technically a thriller. I thought it was a mystery, which is why I picked it up, because I do like mysteries. It's apparently a thriller. I wasn't that thrilled to be honest with you, but the reviews was nice, okay? So I still did give it 5 stars. And then the next question is a book that deserves the hype. And so I'd say Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid, especially since the show on Prime just came out. I think the book is so good. I would also recommend Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, but I know some people find it boring, which I definitely understand. I get it. Like it's definitely slow in the beginning, and I feel like it spent too much time on the interviewer lady, like her life. Like I didn't care. I didn't care about her life, okay? So I would recommend this one more and think the hype is deserved more, because there was not one aspect of this book where I was like, why is this in here? You know, like I could have done without this or whatever, you know? So I just really enjoyed this one and I really loved it. So I definitely think the book is better than the show, in case you are wondering. That is my opinion. It is what it is. Then the next question is a book you recommend when you're asked for recommendations. And I thought of first was actually another book I haven't read in a while. So I do need a reread to see if I still feel the same a couple years later, but it would definitely be Four Dead Queens. I will not pretend to know how to pronounce this author's name, but I remember reading this book and being like, there's like a mystery element to it, and there's also somewhat of a romance subplot, kind of a little bit. And I just was like interested the entire time, and I think I read this book pretty fast, and this was during a time when I wasn't an avid reader. I would probably read like 3 books a year type of thing, and I think I read this book within like 3 or 4 days, so that was pretty fast for me at that time. And so I highly recommend this book all the time. It is definitely a YA book, but it's just book that has your favorite character or characters, and that would definitely be the Six of Crow duology for me. Kaz is my favorite, Edge is my favorite, the whole crew. I love the entire crew. Kaz is my favorite, but they are my favorite like found family that I read, and so definitely Six of Crows. And the next question is a book that you wish you could live in, and I would say the ACOTAR series. Now, would I possibly die if I was in this world? Actually, probably not, because if Freya didn't die and she was that dumb in this one, then I'm probably okay. I mean, this one, she's basically the Avatar. So I guess I need to become the Avatar to escape death, but I don't know. I just want to be where
the people are,
where my babes are. These are also my favorite characters too, I'd have to say. I love them so much. I miss Reese. Should I finally start Silver Flames? I've been avoiding it. Yeah, I would probably be in that world. I would want to be Lucian's mate, of course, if you've watched my vlogs for those books. I love Lucian so much. And if I couldn't be Lucian's, be Azrael's. He barely talks, but for some reason, I just feel like he's the one, you know? And then the next question is a book you thought you would hate, but you ended up loving. And so for me, that would actually be The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. I remember when I first read this, I was expecting to hate it because I didn't like the Spanish love deception. I really did not care for it. And for some reason in my brain, I thought that if you didn't like the Spanish love deception, that you wouldn't like The Love Hypothesis, because I thought they were really similar for some reason. But I actually really enjoyed this one because it was actually fun. You know, there was good banter. It was a great palate cleanser after I had read Verity. And so I was just having a good time with this one. Wow, the Spanish left deception. I was not. So I was very surprised with that. This is definitely palette cleanser material. You're not gonna get that much from it, but it's a fun time. The next question is a book that made you cry. The most recent would definitely be Before the Coffee Gets Cold. This book isn't sad either. That's the thing. It's not sad, but like the concepts that you're reading, like it's just so, it's just, you just gotta cry about it. Like it's so sad, but it's not. That didn't make any sense. But just believe me, okay? It's not sad, but it's sad. I'm not helping at all. And then the last question is, book you wish you could read for the first time again. And so I decided on the Percy Jackson series for this one. Mainly because, so when I had read this, I myself didn't read this. My 5th grade teacher actually would read the books to us during like downtime. And that's like such a core memory for me. And probably like truly the start of like, oh my gosh, I love reading. That was like kind of the start for me. And so honestly, I don't even know if we finished the series, to be honest. So I need to reread it for sure. And it will kind of be like I'm reading it for the first time again, because I read it in 5th grade. I don't remember that much, to be honest with you. Is it that I want to read this for the first time again, or do I just want to be a child again? That's the real question, I guess. This is childhood, you know what I mean? And I just want to relive it for a little bit, you know? But yeah, those are my recs for this tag. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like and subscribe. If you made it to the end of this video, comment a sword emoji. It's because I saw the sword right here. So yeah. Comment a sword emoji if you made it to the end of this video, and make sure you guys like and subscribe. Follow me on my socials, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Meet me under street lights. Meet me where the lights fade out. Tell me what it feels like